Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Krista here to do the monthly forecast for the sign of Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising. This is for the month of November 2018. I hope that you enjoyed your October 2018 readings. It's hard to believe the time is going by so fast. This is a general reading for all Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs. Whatever's most prominent in your life during the time of this viewing is what I encourage you to take the messages and apply them to, and I hope that you find them helpful and healing. I'm going to be doing a relatively simple but comprehensive 5-card Celtic spread today, with bottom of the deck card used for general energy for the month for you, and then as always getting jumper cards from the oracle decks for additional messages. So what does Libra need to know in the month of November 2018? Messages for Libra. Messages for Libra, November 2018. Oops. Messages, Libra. Okay, Libra, so general energy for the month for you is the Messenger of Pentacles. This is the Knight of Pentacles, really. So it's a message coming your way. This could be a good luck message. It could be a win, a reward. This could be, maybe now it's time to play the lotto, which sounds bizarre, but give that a go if you're not usually a player. We'll see what some of the numbers are in the rest of the cards in your reading. If some of the numbers resonate with you or make your hair stand on end, I'm going to suggest that you do that. Otherwise, this could be about rewards or awards, but they're slow moving. This is something that could take some time, but they are built to last. This could have to do with a home or assets as well. So messages around home, assets, lotteries, awards, maintenance, support of some sort here in a practical or even economic sense. So general energy for the month for you is pretty nice. Pretty solid energy. Let's get the rest of the cards out and see how they get along together. Already dealing with 2 5s. There could be a little bit of a disappointment. You have your 8 of Cups there. Holy smokes. Okay. Right off the bat, what I'm seeing here with just these cards together is you have to make a decision about what it is you really want to do with your time. What it is you really want to do with your time. This could be a fairly disappointing emotional month for you. You could be wrapped up in something that doesn't give you a lot of life or a lot of... You're giving a lot to something that doesn't either give a lot back or that you don't see as affirming necessarily. I think you could be getting something here or in the midst of something that feels or looks pleasurable, but ultimately this is the Devil card. We're looking at a Capricorn. So interesting to see that. I wasn't expecting to see that there. So Libra, you could be dealing with a Capricorn, or you could have Capricorn in the first 5 planets of your own chart. For example, that is... Sorry, I just got a message and I broke my concentration. Capricorn could be the first 5 planets of your own chart. If that's the case, a lot of people cross-watch my videos. You could be a Capricorn Sun and Libra Moon, for example. If that's the case, this is you and your energy that you really need to take a look at. Otherwise, you could be dealing with a Capricorn or Capricornian energy, which of course is 10th house ruled. So this is about the public eye, how you're being seen and how you're presenting yourself in the public. This is the business world, the work world. Could very well have to do with the Messenger of Pentacles here. But ultimately, I'm looking at these 3 cards here, the 2 5s and of swords, of course, water or cups, and then the 8 of Cups here. Something's not satisfactory for you. Be aware that you're not sinking into some sort of self-made or self-perpetuated depression, or that you're giving up on something that you've worked hard to maintain here. So that's what I'm getting. I think this could be a little bit of a struggle month for you. Let's get into why I'm saying that. In the work world, we have the Five of Swords. Five of Swords is really just a little bit of internal or belief or communicative conflict. Fives are always about conflict, which just means that something has to be set right. But we don't have any sixes here. We can consider the temptation being a 15, or the devil card being a 15. That could be considered a 6. That's technically balance, but it's the balance between what is taking up the bulk of your time and what is not getting your time, or overindulgence and lack of indulgence. It's kind of, it creates an imbalance here because it's demanding pleasure over principle, right? So that's why I'm a little bit concerned to see this here. I think that you might be in the midst of something, or have convinced yourself that you're in the midst of something that is relatively solid, stable, okay, for all intents and purposes. That's just a pleasure principle. I don't know if it's, and I don't think you know, or that you believe here, that it's enhancing your, say, spiritual or emotional well-being. I just don't see it. So whatever is not enhancing your spiritual or personal, as in emotional or even psychological well-being, is draining, and it's, you got to look at it. You really have to take a look at it here. In the workplace, like I said, if you feel like your relationship is work, this could have to do with your relationship. But ultimately in the workplace, conflict. Just a little bit of ideological or communicative conflict there. Anytime we're dealing with something under a 7, in my view, it is not long lasting, or I wouldn't really look into it or read into it. But we do have 2 5s. And then, of course, this emotional walking away from something. So I think it's almost like something could be trying to get your attention, or you're avoiding something at your own, what would you be avoiding here? What would you be not looking at, not paying attention to, or on, alternatively, what are you putting up with, right? What are you putting up with that's causing a little bit of miscommunication, crossed wires, conflict of some sort here? And then emotionally, like even on the home front, feeling dissatisfied, feeling forlorn. This is similar to the 8 of Cups, although a little different. This is not looking at the positive, but it's purposeful. This is knowing what is available to you and turning away from what isn't working. But because it's in the unexpected, this is asking that you move away from it. So either you need to confirm, you needed to know that this was positive for you to move away from something that wasn't working for you, or you're being told to. Because your second 5 here in your home really is saying, a 2 of Cups sits behind the original artwork, has 3 cups spilled, 2 cups behind somebody. So this could have to do with a matter of the heart, or something that's, on a soul level, something where there could be 2 equals involved, but there's a lack of equality here. Even if on the surface something looks like it's equal or balanced, right? I mean, we do have 2 5s. They could be balancing each other, but they're still not, 5s are not balanced. That's conflict. So emotionally, there's discord here. Not feeling fulfilled. Could be all about money. Maybe you're doing something all for money, or all for lifestyle, riches, wealth. As I mentioned with the 10th house, accolades, public accolades, applause. Okay, like on its face, maybe not necessarily a bad thing, but what's being given up to get that is draining and soul-sucking and not benefiting you psychologically or emotionally. So, and only you know what that is. But I would suggest you at least take a look at it and try to get away from it. Demand better. As I mentioned, the unexpected is the Eight of Cups. This is emotional rejection. Okay? This is emotionally walking away from something. And it could be your own attitude about something. You're aware of all this and you're going to walk away from it. But because this is in the center and this says this is the outcome, this is saying this is what it's going to support or what it's going to affect. So maybe you're in something for not such a great reason, or maybe you're in the midst of something that gives you a lot of pleasure, or it's long-standing, or it's solid, or it's moving slowly, but it's got a lot of roots, but it's only fulfilling one need for you, which is a huge letdown. We're three-dimensional, we're complicated, we're spiritual, physical, and emotional beings. Like if only one part of you, sort of the physical, is being satisfied, then that's draining and emotionally inept. So maybe take a look at this unexpected here, which is saying you got to turn your back on something that's emotionally draining and get on that ship. Take everything you've earned here and emotionally turn away from something. And like I said, this could be you're emotionally turning away from your attitude about something or what it is you thought you were getting. It doesn't have to be the other person or a job necessarily. It's just what you thought you were getting, because this needs to be examined. The outcome needs to be examined. Luckily, we have a little bit of levity in the reading for you with the Three of Cups here. Your role in this situation is a celebration. It's a party. It's a very social card. This is where you could be getting a lot of your relief right now. But remember, it's not in a personal or committed relationship. This is outside of that. Or you can only find peace and levity in the relationship if it's with a social group or a social environment. If it's one-on-one, it's not fulfilling for some reason here. So perhaps a difficult month for you or something to overcome here with relation to the Devil card. Again, this is very Capricornian energy. Essentially, it's about addictions to anything. 10 to 1, it's pleasure, just because I have the overall energy being a pentacle in the pentacle suits. Of course, that's the physical or tangible world. Could just be flat out sex. You're just addicted to sex with somebody and it's emotionally unfulfilling. That's in a very plain, basic way, that's how it could be read. From a business perspective, however, you could be incredibly successful, but emotionally and even mentally unfulfilled here. Even though you're getting support or praise, or from the outside looking in, it looks like something's going really well for you, or you have everything you ever wanted, or by all appearances, it looks like something's fantastic, but something is a little bit of a letdown here for you, or it's emotionally, you will be emotionally withdrawing from something in the unexpected role, or you'll be put into a position, because it's unexpected here for you in the month, that you'll have to emotionally walk away from a situation. But you know what? It's to your benefit, because whatever it is, whatever that situation was, won't have been fulfilling. And that's how you'll know. Because if you write everything down that is fulfilling, hopefully, Libra, that list is a lot longer than what you write down that isn't fulfilling, right? And you can examine that this month for yourself, and then pinpoint what that is, and take a look at what you're willing to give up or do or say or think to make it fulfilling. You might even have to begin with do I want to live a fulfilled life? You might even want to begin there. I mean, maybe this is working for you and you don't need to feel emotionally or psychologically fulfilled, okay? Like only you know that, and only you can determine what is really important to you. But this is suggesting here that you're giving up a lot of mental and emotional satisfaction or peace or development or freedom for some pleasure. It could be long-term. It could be housing. Okay. Could be a job, something practical, something in the real world. Money, job, partnership. Let's take those. Yeah. Anyone surprised to see codependency? No, we're not surprised to see codependency. It actually goes part and parcel with the devil card, frankly. Yeah, so this is, again, as I mentioned, addictions. It doesn't have to be like a street drug addiction. It can be addiction to comfort, addiction to sex, addiction to shopping, addiction to working, addiction to social media, you name it, and only you know what it is. But yeah, codependency, or even the way you relate to someone else in a relationship. Maybe your communication and your heart space needs to be worked on this month in terms of communicating with someone else where there is a codependency. Maybe something needs to be switched up in order for things to work a little better, or for you to be understood, or for your needs and the other person involved here, or other people, to feel like their needs are heard and their needs are being met. Getting to know each other. As you reveal your innermost selves to each other, your bond deepens. Yeah, I mean, you know, in order to do that, you need to feel satisfied with what you're thinking and feeling, and I think this does need to be worked on. I think it'd be smart for you to, at least by the end of the month, to get to the point where you can reveal a little bit of your needs and wants and desires, but also listen for them. Listen to the other person. This is all ruled by 5th house for me, the romance angels. So if this isn't a relationship issue for you, codependency still is up here. You're definitely holding yourself back from something. So what are you codependent on? Could just very well be a lifestyle here, folks. And then getting to know each other as you reveal your innermost selves. This could be about, if there's no external agent to you, this could be about you just flat out 100% just getting to you, okay? Taking a trip to you. What do you really want? What do you really need? Take everyone else out of the equation. What do you want? What do you need? How honest are you willing to be with yourself? Is what I'm seeing here. I'm hesitant to say your standards are too low, but this could be part of it. Your standards are low for yourself and others, or you're willing to tolerate or submit, and it's not healthy. It's taking a toll on you. Yeah, here we have what I would consider a Libran energy. This is the crow. This is the law. So this could have to do, for some Librans, this could be a message of the law for you. If you are dealing with a legal challenge this month, I would suggest to watch yourself. I wouldn't take anything for granted this month. I would say that this could feel as like a special month of struggle for you. Balance is necessary. Balance is extremely necessary. Make sure that you're able to look both at the shadow and the light. If this has to do with depression or anxiety, I would get on it immediately. In terms of reaching out, there are helplines. There are, if you work in a lot of different offices across, I guess depending on where you are in the world, some employers offer, you know, either online assistance or phone calls with like Chappelle, for example. There are videos and ebooks and podcasts. Whatever you're struggling with, I would go and start looking it up. Try to help yourself out of a difficult situation right now, especially if this has to do with a public venture or something having to do with the public eye. Libra could very well be part and parcel to this. Balance is necessary. We're dealing with 2 6s here. Ultimately, the law is about the law of attraction, okay? From an esoteric standpoint, the law of attraction, yeah, what are you attracting in? What do you want for yourself? What do you think you're worth? What would you tolerate as opposed to what would you celebrate? If you're going to make a pros and cons list this month and that appeals to you, maybe just make it about that. What do I tolerate versus what do I celebrate? And then just, attach your daily routine to that. See what you're doing on a daily basis. What are you tolerating? What are you celebrating? Because this is, you do have a moment of celebration here, or friendships, right? To celebrate. It's just that that bond is debilitating. Something that you either do too much, think too much, hate too much, love too much, whatever is excessive, whatever you consider excessive or too much. Let's just say it's worry. Could be worry. Maybe you're addicted to worrying. Okay, well, we'll get to the bottom of that this month, right? It's draining. It's not helping you. Whatever is too much this month, whatever's overkill this month for you is too much. That's what you want to change up. Unfinished symphony. Yeah, I feel like this is something, this is on repeat. I think this is something that you've already dealt with before, something you've had to manage before. Could be housing, could be a job, could be income, something that you're committed to that has roots. That's just taking too much from you. It's draining. Maybe it's just about setting yourself free. Maybe you felt bad about it for some reason, or didn't feel like it was the right time, or something's calling for you to get to the heart of the matter here. Something that sings to you, that speaks to you. And you've been ignoring it for whatever reason. I'm not judging, and you don't have to judge yourself either. It's just about taking a look at it. Finding out what you really want. Do you want happiness? Some people don't. And some people don't want it right now. Like, just, right? That doesn't have to be for you. But figure out what it is. If it's not happiness, is it wealth? If it's not wealth, is it friendship? If it's not like, what do you want the most, okay? If it's success, you're not having it, figure out how to have it while being mentally and emotionally fulfilled, okay? That's what we're looking at here. A little project for you this month, because I don't want to see you sink here. I don't want to see you feel like you have to live, in a troubled environment, or with troubling thoughts or feelings. I really think you can help yourself out of this. Surrender and release. Yeah, give up the ghost is a big part of it. When I see this a lot, what I really like to say is give up what you think should be happening. Surrender what you think you should be doing or saying or feeling or whatever, and figure out what it is that you need and want, and that will propel you, effortlessly toward where you are supposed to be, and that's enchantment. See, the difference between enchantment, for example, which to me is it's almost like the Fool card. There's just so much hope and faith and sweetness here in the enchantment. It's so much like a fairy tale coming to life. Like, this is what can be yours. You can achieve a sense of fairy tale outcomes. But, as long as you think that something is a nightmare, or as long as you think that you don't deserve that, or that's not your story, it'll keep evading you. So I think enchantment or fairy tale is a really nice term for us to leave with, frankly, because maybe you just needed to hear that term again, and you needed to know this is possible for you, and no, it's not crazy or out of reach. It just really depends on what you want. I think there's just a huge issue of balance for you this month. Maybe you were taken by surprise recently. But the other term around surrender, of course, is the release. So surrender expectations and then release the need to know, or the need to do, or the need to, you know, maybe even continue the way that you've been going. Maybe something you need to emotionally turn your back on something that's taking up too much of your time, making you feel codependent, making you feel as though you're not fully understood. Because enchantment does await. Like, something beautiful does belong to you. I just think you need to make that clear for yourself before you know, introduce who you really are or what you really need to someone else. So I really wish you all the best here, Libra. I think it could be a really eye-opening month for you. Taking a really close look at some of your situation here, and asking what it is you really want the most. If it's happiness, you can have it. If it is codependency, you know, again, I'm not judging, and there's really no room for that. Maybe it's what you need right now, but it's taxing, okay? It's going to take a little bit of a toll. So do what you need to do right now, but just ask some questions, get some things in order, find out where it is you really want to be, especially when it comes to the public life, your public face, business, career, that type of thing. So I'm wishing you all the best no matter what, Libra. I really hope this works out for you. If you have a second, comment below. Let me know if this resonated with you or what's going on. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, and thank you as always for liking and sharing my videos. I appreciate it so much. Until we meet in the next one, take excellent care. I will talk to you soon. Bye for now.